Betty Marie Jennifer was a mother, a sister, an aunt, a friend, and a boss. She was one of the flyest people there were and would do literally anything for those who were close to her. But most of all, she was a wonderful person to be around. So in the beginning of November, I was just considering changing my major, and then that just somehow went left to me dropping out, like just considering me dropping out. And I think when people think drop out, like I drop out, do nothing. I meant like kind of drop out, take a semester off, just really, break, because I felt myself kind of dying. Like I felt myself kind of like dying out, like I'm fading out in a sense, just because I was moving and pushing, always doing something, and I felt my body slowly but surely like coming to a stop. I needed a mental break. I needed a physical break. Like I could just feel my body being tired. It was just like my body kept trying to give me signs like you're tired, you need to give yourself a break. Also, in the month of November, I got extremely sick. Honestly, the sickness snuck up on me. I said my throat was kind of sore. I went to CVS, spent like $56 on all of this medicine and Halls and tea and all this stuff. My guidance counselor and her family actually came down to see their family, and because they were down in the area, they're like, oh, like let's go to brunch or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. I told them like I really didn't feel good, but of course I'm gonna go. It was nothing major. It was like a little bit like a sore throat, cough type of thing. Thinking, okay, let me take some medicine and everything's gonna be okay. Well, in the middle of the night, I couldn't breathe. I was wheezing for air. I couldn't swallow any spit, any juice, anything. I was just in so much pain. It was one of the worst experiences. Urgent care was horrible. They basically gave me medicine to close up my throat even more, and I was really confused by that. So whatever medicine they gave me, my aunt tries to chop it up in her kitchen, and like, cause my aunt's a nurse, and she tries to like put in some applesauce. I can't open my mouth no more. Somehow my jaw just became locked and I couldn't open it, like nothing was going down. And I still had a fever and I couldn't talk. So my aunt is just like, look, I gotta take you to the hospital. And I begged her like not to take me to the hospital, but eventually I was just in so much pain that I was like, please, like take me to the hospital. Like I need something. I get in the hospital, I have a fever of 108. My throat is slowly but surely closing up. I'm wheezing, barely can breathe. I'm dehydrated because I haven't ate or drunk anything in 2 days. I'm hungry. It was just so much like going on. So I get back there and they're pretty much like, we have to admit her. She's dehydrated. Her heart rate is racing. We don't know why her throat was closing up. It was just so much we don't know. They run all these tests on me and they think I have like something, an abscess in the back of my throat, which is why it's closing up. Everything was pretty much negative. They run me for over 200 tests and no one could tell me what I had. So when a doctor comes in, of course, everyone's first thought is she has strep throat, but I didn't. So because my jaw was locked, they have nurses come and hold me down and pry open my jaw. So that was extremely painful. So during the next day, I wake up and I feel fine. I still am a little weak. I still am in a little pain. They're still trying to figure out what caused this. Was it the air? Was some air circulation in my dorm? Was it mold? Was it a virus? Was it an infection? Is it an autoimmune disease? Is it this? Is it that? I'm getting poked and all this stuff, and pretty much the answer was you have this unknown infection, this unknown virus. We don't know why it happened. We don't know what caused it. We don't know how to fight it away, but we're going to give you these drugs to make you feel better. So I was like, okay. Some weeks passed, and like I said, the things reoccur again, but this time I went home when it reoccurred instead of going to the hospitals down in Virginia. And I went home and pretty much same thing, ran all the same tests. They don't know what's going on. We're going to give you some medicine that worked the last time, which they did. But in the process of me being home in November, my mom's birthday was also in November. So that was definitely weird. I did not plan on coming home in November for her birthday. I just felt like it was better for me to stay at school. Of course, my family from Philly came down and they did this cute little thing. They brought all these balloons, wrote messages on them. I did not go to the cemetery with my family. I definitely did stay home. I just felt like I wasn't ready to go, but it definitely was an emotional day. We had like custom like t-shirts or pictures with my mom and me on there, or my mom and my cousins on it, and we went bowling. So that was extremely fun. So it definitely was fun to like make a good event with your family out of like a sad moment in a sense. So it definitely was like a celebrating moment, even though it was a sad day. You know, like it's not really anybody to say happy birthday to like physically. So it was definitely weird, and it definitely was weird this year not posting her, because I did not fully come out to social media letting people know, hey, look, my mom passed, RIP. I didn't do all that. It's not in my bio. It's not in my brother's bio. And because of that, I just really didn't feel like it was anybody's business when everything happened. I was still like adjusting to it. And at this point, I missed so much school. I was just so exhausted. I was so tired of driving back and forth. I was just ready to give up. I was ready to come home. I was just ready to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was just in pain, mental pain, physical pain. I was just uncomfortable, really. When I was ready to give up, I was just like, I'm trying to do nothing with my life. Like, I'm not trying to do anything. I don't know what I want to do, but I don't want to do anything. So that was definitely strange and weird for me, just because that has never been my mentality. Even at some of my lows, it never was my mentality. It was just so strange, and I think it was definitely strange for my family or my aunt to see me like that, and for me to be like, that was my mentality, because I've always been the kid that was like, no matter what it was, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna make something out of this, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get out of this. In that moment, a lot of people did not support that, and I felt like people's comments were definitely not the best, if I put it like that. They were not the best comments, but at the end of the day, it was my life, and I had to just consider all my options, because no one knows what's best for me besides me. And I had to realize that too. If I felt like doing nothing this month or doing nothing this semester was best for me, then that's what I ultimately was going to choose.